home runs, more than anyone else ever in the history of baseball. 1,996 RBIs. In 2001, a record 73 home runs, more than anyone else ever in baseball. The only 7-time MVP in baseball. Did you vote for him to join the Hall of Fame?
I did not vote for him, and it's funny you read off those numbers. I don't even need to know what those numbers were because he was that good. One of those guys you looked at and said, that's a Hall of Famer. Well, a Hall of Fame career perhaps, but the choice that he made to use performance-enhancing drugs, to me that does not define a Hall of Famer.
All right, let me ask you about Roger Clemens also today. 354 wins, 4,672 strikeouts. The only 7-time Cy Young winner. Did you vote for Roger?
Yeah, I did not vote for Roger. Same category. And I've heard a lot of people say that some of these guys who use performance-enhancing drugs put up Hall of Fame numbers before they chose to use them. I'm not one person who agrees with that kind of sentiment because I think based on your career win totals or home run totals, that doesn't give you the green light to go ahead then and cheat the game and those who play the game really to make it an unfair game.
All right, what about Lance Armstrong? And
Alright, so this video was on November 28th of last year, and obviously I disagree with Tom Verducci, one of the greatest baseball writers of all time. He's one of the first people to vote for the Hall of Fame. And this year will be the first year since 1996, and only the 8th time in history that there will not be one player inducted into the Hall of Fame. Along with Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, who headlined this list, were Mike Piazza, Craig Biggio, Curt Schilling, and Sammy Sosa. Along with Rafael Cabrera, he's been on the ballot 3 times. This is the first year that this steroid era was really discussed with the Hall of Fame voting, and it's really now they're all worried about this is going to be the outlook of how the Hall of Fame voting will continue on for years to come. Before the steroid era, and it destroyed, most people destroyed baseball, it was golden age. It was right after World War II, just as the economy did, Major League Baseball boom. It was being played all with kids, it was watched all around the world, it was just release from work and everything. During the 50s and 60s, it was the golden age, as I said. Great players, just as Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Ted Williams, they all just made the game so fun to watch. Even segregation, the current events, Jackie Robinson, all throughout the golden age. Teams moved out west. It really truly became America's pastime. Even though the Yankees always won, and if you ever talk to your grandparents, obviously your grandparents talk more about baseball, and your dad talks more about basketball in the 80s and 90s and all that. Steroids began, the first signs of steroids were in 1988, even though before that, in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, there was one like occasional pop-up that this guy named Tom House, was interviewed in the 80s saying that he used steroids from 1966 to 1979, and he was quoted by saying that I took steroids a horse would use. So he was one of the first originators of steroids, and he was one of the advocates. He actually told players to use steroids. But the first real concrete where they dated back to from the steroid era is 1988, where Jose Canseco for the Oakland Athletics was the first player ever in baseball history to hit 40 home runs and steal 40 bases. And he was asked about it, and he basically told the reporters to go after themselves because he just was so angry about being asked about it, just a clear sign of steroid rage. After the playoffs, where they got eliminated, Jose Canseco did not win. The Anti-Drug Abuse Act in 1988 made anyone who sells or uses steroids in not just baseball, in all, like it was a federal law, illegal. And 3 years later, to make it even more adamant, the Commissioner of Baseball, Fay Vincent, sends his first regulations of steroid use, but all he did was send a memo reminding them how it was illegal. But players quickly ignored this warning and just went on and found a new HGH, different like supplements that were used to set up steroid use, but they still had some kind of effect. The outbreak. In 1992, trainer Curtis Ledloff is arrested for distribution to players. He distributed to 20 to 30 players, including Canseco, along with Mark McGuire. But he would not speak about it, therefore there was no further investigation because at the time steroids were not illegal in baseball. Um, Players even, as they went on in 1996, players actually began to accept the fact that steroids were becoming a part of baseball when they were technically still legal. Randy Smith, famous relief pitcher, came in and said, we all know there's steroid use, and it's definitely going to be more prevalent in the major leagues. And Tony Gwynn, who was one of the players during the steroid era, who was quoted as not ever using steroids, one of the cleanest players that ever played, and the highest batting averages. It's a big secret that no one else can talk about, that we don't like to talk about. And just on from there, statistics skyrocketed in the home runs, slugging percentage, and batting average categories. King Kamadi had an MVP season in 1996 with 40 home runs, a 326 batting average, and 130 RBIs. In 2004, he came out and he actually handed back his award for this because he did admit to using steroids. 3 teams in 1996 all broke the single-season home run record, which was set in 1961 by the New York Yankees with Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris, obviously. Just continuing there, as you all know, I don't know if you know about 1998, the home run chase for Roger Maris' record with Mark Dwyer and Sammy Sosa. The entire country was captivated by it, but once again, both were now found steroid users. Why would they use steroids? Why would you stick a needle in your ass and risk getting caught and all this? Well, as baseball was using steroids, more home runs were being hit, more fans saw higher scores, all of this. The pressure of big money, more players getting higher contracts, they were getting more years, and the pressure of staying up in the big leagues. As baseball got bigger and bigger, more minor league teams came about. Now there's 5 levels of minor league systems. So it's extremely competitive to stay up in the big leagues. And everyone just wanted that competitive advantage. This is more for pitchers. I was a pitcher in high school, so I actually saw steroid use being one of the healthy speedy recoveries. Pitchers were throwing harder, they were throwing weirder pitches, curveball sliders, it was affecting their arms. Healthy speedy recoveries was most important to get them back out on the dime, especially in contract year for the big money. And they decided to expand their careers. Barry Bonds always said that he wanted to break his Godfather's record. His Godfather's Willie Mays, in my opinion, the greatest baseball player that's ever lived in that category. And they just wanted to prolong their careers not just 20 years, and not just 15, 16 years, to 20, 25 years. Their choice is damaging themselves in the long run, but not to the economy of baseball. The advantage of the era. Baseball's popularity dominance was back over a 2-decade decline. The decline was because of football and basketball becoming more prominent, like the Super Bowl and the NBA championship, rivalries with the Lakers and Celtics, 49ers and the Cowboys. They were just blowing up, and football and basketball was just completely taking over America's pastime. Average player salaries were more than 20 times the amount they were in the golden age. This is actually with inflation. In 1960, the average player salary with inflation in 2001's money value was $100,000. That's it. That was the average player. The average salary in 2001 in real dollars was $2.2 million. And the average franchise value, was $288 million. And once again, with inflation, in 1960, $33 million was the average going rate for each franchise. Disadvantage of the era. MLB and the Congress finally caught on to what was happening. And steroids and almost every supplement can be used as a substitute were banned. And this is where a lot of players got caught. There was this. The league announced that out of 1,438 anonymous tests in 2003 season, 5 to 7% of those things were positive, and as the 5 to 7% was announced, they wanted to know who was actually using them. And as a result, Balco was investigated, which involved Gary Sheffield of the Yankees, Jason Giambi of the Oakland Athletics at the time, and of course Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds. The Mitchell report was released. The Mitchell report was a list of over 100 players. It was released in 2005, but it was speculated that it was made in 2002, 2003, while all these sanctions were going on. And obviously, as everyone knows, the social media conversation that the baseball was changing in the early 2000s. Conclusion. And we just, in my opinion, I can't just forget about the generation that I grew up as a little kid watching, all the home runs, Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds, even if you take all of his, I think between 250 home runs, which I looked up, if He did not use steroids. You can take away about 180 of his home runs, warning track balls, fly balls that wouldn't have got out if he did not use steroids. Even if you take that away, he is still the only player in Major League history to have 500 stolen bases and 500 home runs, which is unbelievable. The big name players during the steroid era gave fans in the country something to cheer for. It was just unbelievable. The media coverage, everything. They were covered all over the place. There was more about Roger Maris, there was more, everything was being brought up. The steroid era might be tainted, but it helped Major League Baseball for the future that it has today. Like now, they cleaned it up, it's now a pitcher. It's back to where it was in the Denver era in the 1900s, the early 1900s. Pitchers now dominate, but it's more of, it really just set the standard of where it is today with the value and what it is. It's now back to being America's pastime, and it's back into its old age.
What would you say about people like, because most of the players don't use steroids, but what would you say about players who did use steroids having an unfair advantage over players who didn't? Like,
well, I actually just hear that not say. According to Jose Canseco, Ken Kennedy, Roger Clemens, and Barry Bonds, when they were all caught, they all decided to be rats. They said that 70% to 85% of major leaguers at the time were all using steroids, and today they're trying to discover the actual percentage of that thing. Right now they're at 45%. For the 1996-1997 season, 45% of all major leaguers were using steroids. And this just shows, in my opinion, if they were all doing it, and these players were the ones that stood out while they were doing it, I don't understand why a player that had this kind of impact on baseball and during the era, why it can be tainted away from the whole thing.
What about like guys that got caught like more recently after like the rules were put in?
I actually kind of feel bad for like Manny Ramirez and all that, because at 2003, the first like punishment being held down, it would take 8 positive tests in order for them to get banned for life. 3. It's 3 now. That only changed in 5 years. Manny Ramirez is 1 strike away. Even though he's retired, just say he came back. If he tests positive one more time, he'd be banned from baseball for life.
You need to go to the Hall of Fame.
Manny Ramirez is the stats.
Well, you don't think